out to LTTV. Shout out to LTTV.
Concern is always personal issues with me, but I know why y'all really have these issues. The irony is in y'all sitting there throwing your own sister under the bus in order to take the heat off of a white woman who fully deserved the heat that she was getting after disparaging our whole race. And out of everyone, out of all black women on this planet, y'all chose to take me, throw me into the front like, well, look what Six did. Pearl might have did that, but Six did this. It's lame. It's stupid. Y'all really showed your true colors. That's why I'm not dealing with y'all. Do not include me in no, I'm a black male advocate. Do not include me in, oh, I'm in the manosphere. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm in my own lane like I've been in my own lane the whole time.
Living in America is crazy. I went to a Starbucks recently and I ordered a croissant. Mm-hmm. And then the barista spun the machine around. It said, do you want a tip? And then I asked her, I said, do people normally tip here at Starbucks? And she said to me, yeah, people tip if they want to be nice.
If they want to be nice?
And then she said it with a voice where it was sort of an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, okay, well, if I tip, do I get a blowjob?
You said that?
And for how long? Long story short, she actually called the cops. As they arrested me, they pushed me away. I remember thinking that I would have actually tipped her if she wasn't such a bitch. You know, and that's actually Alpha King rule number 14. You can attract way more bees with honey than a beehive.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
The men who
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one. Y'all seen the intro. If y'all haven't seen the precursor to this show, the show I did about a month ago, it's titled Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews Goes Off on Six the Goddess and Revokes Endorsement. And Just Pearly Things is at the end of the title. I guess I was using that name for clickbait. It just ends there. I guess that's the title. You got to see that video before you see this to give you a little more, to provide a little more insight, because a lot of people were misled by a lot of the things that went on during that exchange, and that kind of outlines everything perfectly. I did a great job in that live stream. High-fiving myself here is kind of pathetic, but it is what it is. Let's get into this one.
are out here only trying to have sex with women and have no emotional connection, they're weirdos. A lot of this red pill, how to get girls stuff, a lot of them are like that as well. They're like the peak masculine life is just to have a bunch of women that you barely know, and that's stupid. That's fucking ridiculous, right? every man, if you want to have a good life, you need to have a good relationship with a good woman. When you get sick, it's your woman who's going to care, not your boys, right? But you can love her and she can...
Oh, my bad. I already got a super chat. Shout out to Sir Chai 87 with the $2 super chat. Let's get it. Tuning in from San Francisco, California. Let's get it.
Loves you with all her heart. You can love each other. You can be prepared to take a bullet for her.
Yeah.
And still fuck other bitches.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. You gotta do what we gotta do.
There's one super chat I want to answer, and I think you're going to agree with my answer.
Short compilation, and then we're getting into the fuckery when it comes to 6 response to mediocre tutorials and reviews, and we're going to outline everything that happened. Let's get into this real quick.
Is which red pill guy do you think is the biggest dork, etc., etc.? They are all talking about me right now. All the ones who have criticized me, all the ones who have criticized Andrew, and they're talking about me and making videos about me, despite begging to be in my organizations, begging to be on my podcasts, begging me to be on their podcasts for ages, because me and Andrew are now far more relevant than they could ever dream of being. I'm not going to say any of their names, because that's exactly what they want when they try to bait me by making stupid videos. They want me to sit here and be like, well, this guy said, I don't care.
To laugh and joke about a man's near-death experience because you have a disagreement with him is exactly the type of evilness and malcontempt that I talk about on this channel on a daily basis. This level of hate for men across our society and pure disconnectedness to what it is that men are doing for our society. All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
This is what I'm talking about. This guy, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, denounced the manosphere, said he's not part of the manosphere. He's going to do we're going to see him talk about Andrew Tate and them, saying that they're not part of the red pill space, denouncing the red pill space. A lot of these guys are starting spaces, are basically they're entrenched in these spaces. These spaces go left. They get bad PR, and all of a sudden they're not part of the space. But what do we see Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews doing here? Caping for men. Caping for men. They had their own issue. He went at 6. He docked 6. 6 returned the heat by going at him. People say she went too far. Well, it's like you started the beef, or you started the issue. You stalked her. You would not let the issue go. You could not. We reviewed it on the last stream. Or in the last, it was like not the last stream. The last stream we covered this. He would not let it go. He constantly brought her name up on the panel. Then he was doing videos. He doxed her. She responded. But Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, the manosphere have an ass. Or looking ass. Fuck that up. This nigga is, oh, she's disrespecting all men. Men's contributions to the society. All this X, Y, and Z bullshit. She specifically went at him. Laughed at him for jumping in the car on a routine traffic stop. Outlined his police history. You know what? I'm not going to do all the speaking. We're going to get into this because 6 outlines a lot in her video. But Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, it's like, are you part of the manosphere or not? Are you caping for all men or not? Make up your mind. He went from a critical thinking channel to cape for all men and outline all men's duties. And man, this shit's ridiculous. Then he tries to act like he's not part of it. Like, stand on your shit, sir. So whatever the audience wants.
Represents the exact type of woman that I talk about on this channel. Where is your empathy? Where is your decency? Where is your decorum? Where is your code? How on God's green earth?
Where is your code? Coming from Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, who is wishy-washy with his audience. He knew about the Pearl interview for a month and he acted so offended. We outlined it in the stream. I had my suspicions. I gave him grace when I did the first reaction, when I did the first response reacting to it. I gave him some grace. I'm like, maybe this is this and maybe that is that. But we seen it all play out and it looks funny in the light. It looked like you just responded to whatever your audience see. When you know what the biggest thing was? Hold on, y'all. It was actually stamped. It could be looked at as mere conjecture at first, but it was stamped when Pearl did the slime ball movements and released the text messages and showed everything that he said. That's why it's very important that y'all watch that stream that I did about a month ago covering this. Because she showed the text messages and he was talking about just making, well, he said stop the bleeding or some shit like that. It was more of a PR move for him. He wasn't standing on no principle of anything. 6 outlines that in this. A lot of people are mad at this reaction, but I'm not a manosphere channel. I'm not a cape for all men. We call it how we see it.
Can you talk about being an advocate for men, which I thought that she was?
We outlined the fact that he did no research into who Six the Goddess was. She's never been an advocate for men. She's not a manosphere channel. I pulled up the description of her channel. Hold on. I did this in the last stream as well. She says she's an influencer of femininity for black women. Influencer of femininity for black women. This channel is a safe place for black women and men to learn to be heard. She's more about black men and women, the black family. She's not just about caping for one side like Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews and the Manosphere is about.
And within that same breath, in that same body, go to the depths of hell to disrespect this man to this degree. Now,
we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So this nigga's a whole victim now. Police officer that's just trying to exercise his power. Stalking this woman, doxing this woman, starting the issues but crying to us like we're supposed to care. Y'all remember this video? This nigga was pouting like a little bitch in the whole video.
I don't know this man personally, but let's just say that this man has a family. Guys, I can't say that I'm surprised regarding this news, but just in, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have publicly denounced. They
did the same thing. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate did the same thing Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews did. Well, actually, it's not the same exactly, but Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate were heavily on this red pill shit. The Matrix is out to get you. The Matrix X, Y, and Z. They were like, I don't want to say the top or the most visible people in the red pill, but they were the red pill at one point. For them to denounce the red pill and say they're all incels and they're all X, Y, and Z, it's like they spent a little time in the bin, got a little perspective, probably heard of the way people actually view things, looked around, viewed the internet landscape and realized that these guys were dweebs. But they were a part of it too. Their little war room shit where they're finessing these niggas 5K to go out like a bunch of groupies. Andrew Tate and them they're peddling the same ideology. So they're trying to denounce it to clean up their image and whatever they're trying to do moving forward. But this shit is all cap. A lot of these guys see the wrong they see the errors in their ideology and now they're trying to pivot. They see that the audience does not buy into the bullshit. Let me get this shit off the screen. Get back into this. I'm going to break it down soon. My bad, y'all.
Rejected RP, the red pill. Now, some people said initially that this is a new stance. Other people are saying that they're just doing this now to separate from the brand image of
It's exactly
RP
what they're doing.
after their stint with the Romanian authorities. But this is actually a position that they've always held and maintained, irrespective of the collaborations that they've done with RP content creators in the past. And we're going to get into exactly the thoughts regarding it. Nevertheless, though, this is a very interesting development because their thoughts, feelings, and or ideologies have had a profound and lasting impact on young men today from all around the world. And people often correlate their talking points with RP as sort of an amplification of what RP is. But let's dissect. Without further ado, so on May 11th, Tristan writes, "Please don't refer to me as red pill. Those people are autistic." Now, Tristan is a wordsmith just like Andrew. So when he says autistic, I think that he's doing that extremely intelligently. When you say that someone is autistic, you generally say that to people who are socially inept.
Then you would just say that they're socially inept.
Oh, shut up, nigga.
Who cannot communicate in a charismatic way in front of other people. He follows up and says, "Also, as a half-black man descended from slaves, I find your choice of example in very poor taste. I don't need white people even loosely likening me to apartheid politicians who want to lynch blacks. Thanks." So this bottom half of his tweet is connected to a reply from...
I don't even want to hear that super black shit coming from Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate. When were they ever black? When were they ever claiming black shit? They ran through the white manosphere, got a little buzz, did the fresh and fit thing when there were no-name brands, got a buzz, built their own platform. Andrew had a very smart finesse that he had going on over there where they were promoting his shit and getting money off of it. Whatever the hell's going on. I forgot what's going on with that pyramid scheme, but it was good finesse. Everybody was making money on the way up for that. So he wasn't really finessing folks like that, but he made a big bag. But he was never on this super black shit, so I don't want to hear that from these folks, to be honest. Barely even knew they were black.
From someone else, but that reply is not in the scope of this conversation.
JM says a lot of mixed people are only black when it's beneficial. Yep, they didn't even mention it. They got into a little trouble. Their father was looked into. They're like, oh, he's a black man. They got into a little bit of trouble, and now they're doing this pro-black shit for support from the blacks. It's like, man, you guys were never black. Well, they're actually black, but I'm saying they never actually stood on that. I never heard them utter any words about that. They weren't on Fresh and Fit talking about their black, pro-black, B1 or any of that shit.
Conversation. But what I do find interesting about this is that when I refer to Andrew Tate as a half-black man, always in my comment section, there's a weird name, no profile person that says, shut up! No, he's not! Looks like he is, stupid. Nevertheless, the date of the tweet, which is now deleted, is May 11th. You guys know what also happened on May 11th? This conversation on the Fresh and Fit podcast entitled, What is a High-Value Man? Where Rollo Tomasi called in to defend that having a vasectomy in your 20s is one of the quickest ways to become a high-value man. Now, this dialogue and back and forth between Sneeko Destiny and the RP Godfather Rollo Tomasi has been hitting everybody's timeline as they go over some of the perceived inconsistencies or the inept or irrational, illogical arguments of some progenitors of the RP space.
So, I think
all right, so
full reference without
this whole space is going outside. The whole manosphere RP red pill space that everybody's trying to separate themselves from, they're all going outside. They're all part of it. It's too late. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews told on himself with that speech he had for Six the Goddess. You can't say you're not manosphere and then you clearly caping for all men without knowing the details. I covered that in the last one. We showed and we proved that he knew none of the details, and he still doesn't even know that Six the Goddess never claimed manosphere or any of the same things that he thought she was, and he promoted her. The problem with what he did is he promoted her and a bunch of other black women in spite of Pearl when he denounced Pearl. He just grabbed a handful of black women, bunch of miscellaneous black creators on YouTube he probably knew nothing about, promoted them, and then when they didn't really align with his manosphere push, he denounced her. So what she's responding to is what he tried to do to her brand, because he kind of diminished her brand in a way after trying to propel it. He put her in the spotlight just to shoot her down. Oh, she's this evil person. Where's your morals? Where's your decorum? All that corny shit he said in the beginning. Let's get into this fraud. Donovan Sharp tried to dox Jason Black. All these niggas, all these weirdos be trying to dox niggas and then be crying to us like they're the victim. Like, let's get into this, man. O'Shea Duke Jackson covered this. I would have never seen this if it wasn't for O'Shea.
do now is play the entire clip that I'm concerned with, and then I'm going to come back.
You guys a question. So you guys all know, you guys are all well aware of the challenge I issued to one Jason Black. Jason Black, the quote-unquote Black Authority, right? He seems to have he's got a lot of, he's got a lot of fans. His fans are they're hardcore, man. Like they're ride or die, which is fine, you know. I've got those kinds of fans too, but you have to really, really know who and what you're dealing with. Now, I'm not without my flaws. You guys know that I have a long criminal history. I've been arrested a bunch of times.
Oh, shut up, nigga.
Multiple time convicted felon. I was dishonest about Devin's age. I shaved 5 years off of her age. That came out. Hey, it is what it is. When it really comes down to it, I didn't really have to. I could have just changed her birth date rather than the year. It is what it is. At this point, Devin looks so good. People realize she looks so good. They don't give a shit how old she is. They really don't. And the ones that pretend to give a shit about how old she is are the ones that want to fuck her the most. So it is what it is. I want to ask you guys something about Jason Black. Does Jason Black live with his mother? Does Jason Black live with his mother? Look, maybe this guy. Look, let's just go ahead and get into this here. So here's what I have on one Jason Black, aka I guess his name is Jeremy L. Smith. Jeremy Lloyd Smith, 47 years old. And guys, I'm not trying to dox this person. I'm not.
Stop the cap. It's a total fabrication.
Okay, so we don't know Jason Black's real name outside of the alias and the channel names. You're telling us he lives with his mother. You're showing us his place on a map. I think O'Shea blocked this out. And then you're telling us his name and all his information, but you're not trying to dox him. What's wrong with these niggas?
Trying to damage him. Not trying to dox him. I'm not trying to damage him. So other than his name,
Fucking lie!
all proprietary information, and then of course his age is going to be blocked out. Damage him. Not trying to dox him. I'm not trying to damage him. So other than his name, all proprietary information, and then of course his age.
Oh, then of course his age. Okay.
It's
I have to hear that
out.
right.
I'm doing this in good faith because I really want to know who this dude is. And I'm not trying to be cruel or tell people where he lives, right? I'm not trying to do anything like that to him. I just want to look at a few things. So let's just quickly go through this. Jeremy L. Smith, 47-year-old male. And if you guys know where he lives, please don't put it in the chat. So it says Jeremy L. Smith, 47-year-old male. The first three letters in his address is 162. Okay, all right. He's got a full address. I know exactly where it is, and this area here I blurred out because you eagle eyes. I know you guys are gonna want to know where he. I don't give a shit where he lives. I don't really care. But I'm going somewhere with this. Just stay with me. So the quick facts here on Jeremy L. Smith. Looks like he's 47 years old, so he's right around my age. There's his address again, 162. Okay, those are the first three digits of his address.
What?
Well, why? What?
And this right here, again, I've blocked it out because I'm not trying to dox anybody. Because heaven knows, the last person that needs to be doxed is Jason Black, right? I'm not trying to damage the man, right? I just don't respect him. I think he's a joke, and we're about to find out.
Now, it's funny that Donovan Sharp could act like his respect means anything. Donovan Sharp, the man who he was in his mid-30s, simping over a 19-year-old that was fucking other dudes and having kids with other dudes, and he kept going. Remember that embarrassing-ass story this nigga told with Pearl and MTR? Then he was caught frauding his father and robbing his... This nigga has the worst stories in history. The dustiest stories in history. But he wants to be a leader in a manosphere. Wants to dox Jason Black.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
All right, folks. It is finally here. The reaction, the response from Six the Goddess to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. So let's get into this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, live from the sold-out arena, it's time!
You all are doing amazing. I am doing amazing. Happy to be back in town after my little trip. Shout out to Detroit. The city showed me a great time this past weekend. But now it's time to get back to work. So I'm going to preface this video with a few things. First, let me just be the one to say that I don't like having to do this type of content. I don't. Okay. To me, it's just counterproductive. This is not what I got on the internet to do. But I do feel like we're just at this place where there has just been so much egregious acts made towards me to where it's something that I need to go ahead and address. I also want to preface this video by making it very clear about who I am, why I do what I do. Okay. For those who don't know, hi, my name is Six. I am an influencer of femininity for Black women, as well as an advocate for the Black family. Okay. I got started doing my work because I noticed that there would be different femininity influencers that I simply could not relate to. Like they get on the internet and they're like, yes, I was raised in a 2-parent household. My parents have been married for 150 years. I met my husband when I was 19 years old, and he pays all of the bills, and I make cookies. And I was sitting there like, okay, you know, I love that for you, but I can't help you with that. That is not the story for majority of Black women. Majority of Black women are dealing with abandonment issues, neglect issues, abuse issues. That's just the way it is. So I had the question in my mind where it was like, okay, so for those of us who did not have that life experience, for those of us that had it a little harder, which again is majority of Black women, what are we to do? How can you, raised in the suburbs with a white picket fence, how can you really help us? Like, for the women who do not have that story, they need to understand how to get through things, not look like what they've been through. They need a big sister. They don't need someone giving them advice, telling them what to do. They need a big sister. They need someone who has their good interest, their best interest at heart. Someone who has been through some things and can teach them. So I got into the work I'm doing, helping people navigate through losing a parent, through escaping domestic violence, through things like breastfeeding, motherhood, relationships, you name it. Anything that I had experienced, I felt like it would not be in vain if I was able to use things that happened to me to help other women. I never professed to teach women how to get married, teach women how to get high value man, teach women hypergamy. I've never been a Black man's advocate. It's very weird to me that when you're simply a Black woman who was like, hey, I don't hate Black men. Okay. When you're simply a Black woman who was like, hey, ladies, we contribute to these problems too. We can't continue being these victims, blaming everything on the men and acting like we don't play a part in it, like we ain't either. Okay. It's weird to me how when you as a woman simply take that stance on your people, somehow people are putting you on this dumb pedestal talking about she's an advocate for Black men. No, I'm an advocate for Black people, Black families.
I was on mute the whole time. Oh, fuck, man. I'm not going to remember what I said. This is a weekend. You know the shit I've been doing on the weekend? You know how dusty my memory is right now? God damn it. Someone said I was going off too. All right, hold on. I'll remember. Give me a second, y'all.
People, somehow people are putting you on this dumb pedestal talking about she's an advocate for Black men. No, I'm an advocate for Black people.
There we go. There we go. That's what I was talking about. This nigga did no research. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. He put her on the list. The list of 5 women that y'all should subscribe to because he thought they were advocates for men. He did no research. He put her on the top of his YouTube baddies list, or the hottest YouTubers, or some bullshit in a video that he later deleted because he got flack from his audience calling him a simp. She outlines that too. I had no idea that happened, and then many people informed me about that, and I was like, geez, that really happened? He went outside like that? So he was simping for her, putting her on the top 10 of his list in the past, but he still did no research to her into what she does. So let's get back into this.
okay? It's never to say that because somebody speaks their opinion on things or because someone highlights a certain issue that they have never had the problem. That's odd to me. This new thing that YouTubers are on of, oh, I'm exposing this person and this person is that. Listen, it's freaking YouTube. It's a platform where anyone with a Gmail account can get on and speak their opinion. Okay? You don't like it, don't watch it. I don't hear anyone critiquing, oh, Six is giving advice that is detrimental or dangerous in this way. That's not the conversations that are happening. Instead, what is happening is literally men trying to stop me from being a content creator. She's not feminine at all. There's not a feminine bone in her body. Why do y'all listen to her? She's evil. She's that. This whole...
Understand, when you're a larger platform and you say these type of disparaging comments to a smaller platform, she still has a lot of subscribers, but he has over 500,000 subscribers. That influence will do something. So when you do that, and then he's the type of person that retweets after and says, oh, I don't do YouTube beefs, but you're calling people out and you're going in on people and you're doing reaction videos. Anybody that does reaction videos and says that they don't do YouTube beefs and they don't do backs and forths, it's like you're confused, my nigga. You're in the wrong field. You're talking about people all day. You're calling out people in comps. Regular, everyday citizens, they'll be seen in a mediocre tutorials and reviews comp. He'll take shit from Twitter. There's people that reached out to me personally talking about, look, this nigga has me in his video. And I was like, what? So it's like you talk about everybody and then you're like, oh, I don't do beefs. I'm not engaging in this shit. So that's what he's doing. He's cowarding out of this. He hasn't responded to Six, the Goddess, since she's put this out. It's been, 4 or 5 days now? He's put out a bevy of different compilations, but he's not responded to this. He knows he's dead wrong. He did no research. He put her up on a pedestal just to shoot her down in front of his audience because he did not like the way she was going at a individual man. Not all men, not going in on black men. One dude. You thought she went too far. You thought she was evil. This is pathetic, man.
Weird thing is something that I can't relate to. I've had YouTubers that I've had beef with, but never has it once came out my mouth that you should not listen to them, that you should not watch them. I've never pocket watched police people and, oh, why do you donate to their channel? If there's a man teaching men how to be men, I'm not going to get on there and say, he's not even a real man. So why are y'all listening to him? It ain't never made me feel as though I was going to eat better by attempting to starve someone else, okay? If I got a problem with you, I'm going to roast you up, and it's going to be that. I'm not trying to stop your bag. I don't care if people subscribe or unsubscribe to you. People are grown. They can listen to who they want to listen to. The work I do, I have been doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it, regardless of who feels as though, oh, she's this and she's that, she shouldn't be this. I don't care. The real women in real life that I am helping, the real women in real life that let me know that I have positively impacted their life is great. We need black content creators that come from all walks of life. You may have some black female content creators where you may feel as though they have the better image or the better squeaky clean past, but the women don't want to look like them. The women don't want to dress like them. The women don't want what they have. You may have some where maybe she does give great advice about how to look good and women want to relate to her as far as that, but she has horrible views when it comes to relationships or us as a people. Everybody has something that they can contribute. That's my motto. Okay? I'm not here to be like, you're a fitness influencer? Well, 10 years ago, you was eating pulled pork sandwiches. Everybody is entitled to grow, evolve, and that's something that me or no other human is entitled to tell you that you can or cannot do. So I just want to preface that by saying that is, listen.
Unless you're faking the funk, unless you're Black China coming out here for the clout, acting like you're a changed person, but you just want attention.
What I do is because I'm entertaining. I'm funny. Okay? When you're getting in front of a camera and your job is to not only entertain people, but teach them, that is a God-given talent. Y'all can sleep on that if you want to. I don't care. It's a God-given talent. And it's not something that requires other YouTubers to act like they're the judge and the jury with their microscope and their magnifying glass deciding if everyone else should create the content they create. Okay, if I don't like it, I simply click block or do not recommend, and I keep going about my business. So I want to preface that with this. That whole thing is exhausting to me. I never participated in it before, and I won't participate in it going further. And that's just that. Now, I'm making this video because I just feel as though it's something that needs to be said. So there's a YouTuber named Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews who did a hit piece on me a few weeks ago saying that I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to play a little bit of the video, and we're going to talk about why this is problematic. Now, let me start by saying that I never in my life had a problem with MTR. I never in my life had disrespected MTR. I did not watch his content. I did not care.
Now, that's important. That's important because when you pedestalize a woman and say, yeah, you guys should go subscribe to her. She's a great, well, I shouldn't use the word pedestalize. That's the wrong. When you endorse a woman and say, yeah, she's a great content creator, you should go subscribe to her. And then when you actually see what she does and you disapprove of it and you want your brand to be away from that because you want this squeaky clean Will Smith ass brand, you do that, it's a terrible look and you have to hold your L. I don't know why everyone's spinning this like this nigga is in the right. She went at somebody that doxed her and he act like just because she laughed at his accident that he was in that was self-inflicted, she's an evil person. And even if she was an evil person, what is this moral police going on YouTube? Everybody acts like they're this saint on YouTube. This perfect law-abiding citizen that's never did anything wrong in their life. And they're the moral fucking arbiter that tells everybody what is right and what's, man, let's get back into this.
Okay, that's how I get down. MTR is his own content creator. I'm my own content creator. I never bothered him. If I'm being completely honest, a woman like myself look at a man like MTR as a corny dude. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. When I see him, I see corny vibes. I would never interact with someone in real life, so I'm not going to interact on the internet. I never felt the need to drag him. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. When I see him, I see corny vibes. I would never interact with someone in real life, so I'm not going to interact on the internet. I never felt the need to drag him or, bring him to real with y'all. When I see him, I see corny vibes.
We said this before. Many people have said this on this platform. It's not like we ain't just out here hating. Nigga, corny as hell. It is what it is. We don't know him personally. The YouTube personality and the way he operates on YouTube is corny as fuck. All this safe bullshit. Oh, I don't do YouTube beefs, but I'm taking shots at everybody and hiding my hands after. This, I'm not with the manosphere because it's getting smoked, but then you're just caping for men 24/7. So it's like, what are we really doing out here? It's all this fugazi fuck shit to keep a squeaky clean image.
I would never interact with someone in real life, so I'm not going to interact on the internet. I never felt the need to drag him or, bring him into anything. If you are the man teaching men how to be men, have at it. Okay, so be it. All right, it's not.
Now, if you're a man that needs a nigga on YouTube to teach you how to be a man,
sit your dumb ass down.
Not my place to speak on that. However, what I notice and what I don't respect about you, MTR, is that you're teaching manhood, but you don't have a mind of your own.
Did I not say this shit in the last stream? He doesn't stand on anything. He wavers with the audience and what he thinks they want. This is how I'm seeing it objectively. This ain't hate. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews has 500,000 subscribers. We ain't out here trying to cancel him. Everybody that wants to watch him is going to continue to watch him. We don't do that corny ass cancel shit. We call it how we see it. Let's get back into this.
The minute that people tell you what to say or how to feel, you concede to it, which defeats the whole purpose of having content creators. The whole purpose of content creators is different people with different opinions that you get to view. So if your audience is able to come to you and be like, no, you shouldn't feel like that. No, you should say this. It defeats the whole point. The whole point is for you to get different perspectives. So what I don't respect about you, MCR, is it seems as though you desperately struggle with standing on your square for how you think and how you feel about things. Not even just in regard to me, but in general. Okay? So I'm going to rewind this for a second to tell you all why I didn't even want to make this response, but my friends and family said I needed to do it. I didn't want to make it for this reason. A few months ago, MTR did a video about the most attractive female YouTubers in which he dubbed me as #1. Cool. No.
Oh, yes. The camera loves your nastiness.
This is what I was talking about. One more time, y'all. Hold on. This is what I was talking about. He dubbed her #1. Oh, this is the list.
A few months ago, MTR did a video about the most attractive female YouTubers in which he dubbed me as #1. Cool. No problem. Then in the comments, there were men saying, why are you giving her this attention? Why are you validating her? She ain't this, because male YouTubers just have a hard on for me. They can't never just leave me alone, let me do my thing how I leave them alone. Every time I turn around, they are finding a way to insert themselves in my business and my conversations, okay?
Ain't that what I'm doing right now?
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
So the men, MTR decided that he liked what he saw in me. Great. You should stand on that. The minute the men left comments, why are you giving her attention? Why are you validating her? She this and she that. You know what he did? Took the video down. Why? That's how you felt? You stand on it. Okay, I never responded to that. I just kind of let.
I'm sorry, what?
Why are you validating her? She this and she that. You know what he did to me? Great. You should stand on that. The minute the men left comments, why are you giving her attention? Why are you validating her? She this and she that. You know what he did? Took the video down. Why? That's how you felt? You stand on it. Okay, I never responded to that. I just kind of let it be that. I thought it was lame once again, kind of confirmed the corny vibes I was getting, whatever. Okay, me personally, if I like someone, I like them. I don't give a damn if you agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that way as a woman. Fast forward, MTR then does a video and puts me in the thumbnail and says that I said that men are trash. Okay? Puts my
Now, for him to get negative backlash and his audience say he's simping, and for him to take down the video, that is weak as fuck. You said what you said. You made your list. Why would you delete it? We seen it. We seen it live on air when the audience was packing him out and he was trying to protect Pearl at first and he was saying, "Oh, y'all are emotional, X, Y, and Z." He knew about all of this shit. This was all a PR move. He's going out sad as fuck, man. I agree with pretty much everything Six has said in this breakdown.
picture, a big old arrow. She said men are trash. Now, you have certain, you can have a beef with someone or dislike someone.
Now, Pearl bitched him up. Let's be real, man. He got bitched by Pearl. Pearl bitched him. Pearl put out the content. Pearl made fun of his cancer. He cried about making fun of the cancer. He tried to get like this weird little campaign to cancel her. Tried to make it the comparison. If he made fun of breast cancer, they'll be trying to cancel him. So this is what they should be doing to her type shit. He had such a weak ass response. He's maneuvering from such a weak standpoint. You're going to be a leader for men and you're going to be talking about this masculinity shit for men and you're a leader in the space and blah, 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 whatever the fuck you doing over there. But you're getting bitched by Pearl. She's putting out the content. You allowed her to have the leg up on you where she had the bulk of the content and she could make the decisions and you were going to take the scraps, you're going to take the clips where she could make those boss moves and you just got to sit there and take it. You didn't want to be affiliated with her brand, but you're affiliated with her brand anyway. You're a victim. But then he wanted to go at Pearl and talk about her lack of class, decorum, and all this shit, or go at Six, instead of bringing that smoke for Pearl. With his platform, y'all see the views that Abba and Preach be doing on the Pearl breakdowns? How Abba and Preach be reacting to a lot of shit cooking Pearl? With the size of his platform, he could be doing that shit, but he don't want to. He don't want that smoke with Pearl. He's just gonna take his L and get bitched by man. This is sad, man.
Without doing things that directly go against their brand. So if you know that my brand is about femininity, womanhood, fitness, family, motherhood, for you to make a thumbnail saying she said men are trash is brand affecting. So if you, MTR, are a influencer or YouTuber that teaches about masculinity and manhood, and I was to say MTR seems gay to me, that is specifically detrimental to your brand, considering it is built on teaching men how to be men, correct? So if you know that I have the platform I have, for you to ever have that imagery out there on, Six said that she thinks men are trash, is a problem. And it's not masculine whatsoever. Okay? So when that happened, I didn't get into it with him. I simply made an announcement. Hey, I never said that. I don't know why he's saying I said that. Of course, he just blamed it on his editor and acted as though he had no idea what was going on, and I let it go. Maybe now you'll just leave me alone like I leave you alone. That's all I want. So there was an altercation that happened between me and someone else last year, okay? I'm going to link the video in my description box, and you will see the interaction between myself and this male, okay? You will see how this male literally, quite literally, forced a conversation on me during a panel, okay? I let the man know respectfully, excuse me, I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't. As I try to keep talking and ignore him and move on, he proceeds to refuse to let me speak, saying my name over and over again. 6, 6. I'm talking. As I'm talking. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Refuse.
Quick in the chat, Abba and Preach are not a part of the manosphere. Abba and Preach just call out a lot of manosphere creators. They're not a part of the manosphere.
Okay. So then he tries to, have the conversation. I didn't want to have the conversation. The next day, he got roasted for it. Okay. Nobody attacked his past. Nobody attacked the way he raises children that he don't have. Nobody did any of that. He got roasted for the interaction. Okay. I had never seen his content, didn't care to see it. It wasn't that serious to me. I reviewed my whole panel interaction, and my interaction with him was a part of it. And he simply got roasted. Okay. It wasn't anything that was that serious. That's what we do in Black American culture. We roast. Okay. So MTR decides to speak up against me before he even knows what is going on here. Okay. Which again, I find that to be problematic. So, I roasted him. I roasted a bunch of other people that were on the panel in the interaction. Cool. I roast you. You want to roast me back, that's fine. Even though you really brought that whole thing on yourself. If someone say, I don't want to talk to you, they don't have to talk to you. Okay? It's odd personality issues for you to feel as though, no, you have to talk to me. No, I don't, and I don't want to. Respect people boundaries. So you got roasted. The man gets roasted. Did not take that well. And it was on some damn Transformer stuff. It was like, oh, I'm roasting you. Ha, 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 ha. And this man was like, doo, doo. You ever see in the movies on the Transformers where the thing is dead and it come to life? That nigga was like, doo, doo. Like it went from ha, 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 roasting, ha, ha, to 6 the Goddess. A narcissistic Black woman, okay, proceeds to dox me, put my real name out there, talking about, my name is 6. That's the name I go by. I go by my name 6 for a reason. Number 1, because it's the name I answer to in real life. And number 2, because since I am a Black woman who is pro-Black man, pro-Black woman, pro-Black family, I get a lot of non-Black people that send me threats, okay? I have gotten threats to rape me, to kidnap me, to assault me, you name it, okay? So I go by the name 6, number 1, because I like the name, and number 2, because I do dangerous work. It is very dangerous to be an attractive, in shape black woman and tell other black women to keep them white men from between your legs. It puts a target on your back. By now, we have all seen all the stories of female influencers getting their houses broken into, getting stalked and murdered by stalkers. That is a thing. There are some men on the internet, they watch you on this internet, they think they're your girlfriend, and they catch feelings. Now, before you know it, they're outside your house. For those of you who don't know, I am a mother. Okay, I have a 15.
Nah, I'm not laughing at that. That's fucked up. A lot of these people on YouTube, they take this shit too serious. They'll be engaged in your chat and they act like they know you for real in real life. So that's weird, man.
Son, he's incredible. He is in high school. So since it is myself and a child in the home, it is safest for me not to go by my government name that my mother gave me. It is best for me to conceal my real information, where I live, the best of my ability. That's why you won't see me doing no house tours.
That's most people on YouTube that ain't like super rich celebrities. You have to hide your name and you don't want to be doxxed like that. A lot of these people are normal working people. A lot of YouTubers work a regular 9-to-5 job alongside of doing YouTube, and they don't want their business outed like that. So they have an alias. At least they show their face and who they are, and they stand on their positions. But they'll use an alias. Some people take it to the extreme and say that they're so in fear and putting themselves out will, completely ruin their life, like Jessica X. So she'll use the picture but not show the video, which makes absolutely no sense because the face is still shown, but there's no video to correlate it to actually prove that it's actually you. So your excuse makes no sense, nigga. God damn. Let's get back into this. No sense, Jessica X. None at all.
You won't see me doing no vlogs showing you my building I live in. You'll never see that. Yes, I am a content creator, but my main focus is to protect myself and my son in our home. Somebody buying my book and finding out my real name is totally different than someone who dislikes me spreading my real information to an audience that wants to listen to what the police have to say. Huge difference. If he was on any other panel and there was like a trans woman on there and he did not refer to that trans person with the pronouns they said, he'd be canceled. But when it's your sister who say, my name is Six, now all of a sudden you want to go on there and dox me, put my real name out there, he went left. Somebody roast you, you roast them back. He took it all the way to doxing and proceeded to make a 7-hour long live stream about me. Tries to bring therapists and counselors onto his stream to potentially diagnose me with personality disorders and mental illnesses. He takes it all the way to the extreme, which was unnecessary. Not at any point did another black man go to him and be like, you know what? Listen, bro, you need to take the L, okay? What you did was kind of goofy. She roasted you. Just let it go. Not one person said he took it too far. Not one person said, she got a son, like, she don't need you doxing her, putting her information out there, and all these passive aggressive, these microaggressions towards me. Not one.
Yo, Tim Simmons, everyone's telling you to chill. Tim Simmons in the chat, like,
we're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
Person decided to go ahead and let that be known. All right. So he proceeds to make the 7-hour long live stream. The whole situation with Pearly ends up coming back up. Somehow we get back on the subject. I decide to come back at him like, I'm not arguing with you because you don't let go of nothing. Which then I proceed to show a video where back when he was a police officer for a very short period of time, that he got drugged on Highway 285. Okay, and there's truth behind every joke because really I was serious. When I seen how you're conducting yourself on the job, I have no desire to have a back and forth with you because I see you have a very egotistical personality into which you try to stop a moving vehicle. Now, the interesting thing about the state of Georgia is it is an open record state. And when I requested the records from this man's write-ups.
Now, they said she was evil for laughing at this video. I watched the video as well. This nigga jumped in the car. He was doing too much. He was exercising that I'm the police, I have the badge, I have the gun, you shall do what I say. That need to be right. Nope, authority. You're challenging my authority. He was not having none of that. So he jumped in the car and he got drunk. That shit was... It's not laughing at all police officers, all service workers, all men that do anything good for society to laugh at that nigga getting dragged across that street. That shit was funny. I don't give a fuck if y'all say I'm evil for that shit. I don't care. I have so many dead friends. I don't care. I really don't. The nigga started the war. He came at her. He doxed her. He has that type of embarrassing footage online, which he's sensitive about. If you're sensitive about it, maybe you should seal your beak and shut the fuck up. Because women don't play that shit. Women will go further. There's no code of conduct when it comes to how far you're going to go when it comes to women. Women will hurt your feelings and not give a fuck. These men are like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. That's going too far. That's tacky. It's X, Y, and Z. Women don't give a fuck. And these manosphere red pill niggas that try to lead men and try to say, oh, they understand women, but they're always surprised at women's actions. Christy in the chat saying, yes, we will. Exactly. Y'all will. Not begrudging you. It is what it is.
And his incident reports, it was countless numbers of them that were deemed to be preventable incidents. And he was reprimanded several times about conducting himself incorrectly during traffic stops.
See, if Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews did a little bit of research to anything, I knew from the first breakdown when she responded she was going to be right about everything, because when I did the first breakdown, he was wrong about everything. He did no research.
To be preventable incidents, and he was reprimanded several times about conducting himself incorrectly during traffic stops. Hey, baby. How was your day? I love you. You okay? I'm almost done, babe. It's my son coming home from school. Yeah. So, this man was a bad cop. Several instances of him being written up, which I could pull up, but I'm going to fly high. I'm not going to pull up your dirt how you tried to pull up mine, sir. Okay? A man that has literally gone to has not lost any sleep.
Come on, man.
I thought she was going to pull it up. I didn't watch all of this. This is very long. I watched a big chunk of it, but not all of it. I've seen enough.
Talk about for hours. If he has done 2 live streams from About Me, both of which equate to about 14 hours, Lord knows the other hours he had to spend scouring the internet for whatever he could find. So in excess of approximately 20 hours. That's an entire part-time work shift for the week that this man has spent to find a way to stop what I'm doing and disparage my audience. Okay? This is a man working in the city of Dunwoody, okay, which is not a black city, not a black area whatsoever. And he was that officer in that officer's report. He is that officer that pulls a black man over and is like, do you smell weed? He one of them. Okay. And now we have a man. So I went ahead and talked to one of my officer friends and I showed them the video. I showed them the incident report and he said, I see why he does not work for them anymore. Okay. Because you become a liability when you have that egotistical personality where you don't know how to follow procedure. So this man has several instances of stalking people on the job, following them around with no sirens on, no lights on, which is against the law.
Shit getting out of hand now.
That video that I laughed at, that I was evil for laughing at, which we're going to get into that.
Yo, listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it. Y'all are different. Everyone comes from different backgrounds. I don't give a fuck about no cops. I've seen cops abuse their power my whole goddamn life. I don't give a fuck about no cops. I'm not caping for these niggas. Fuck these niggas. They can eat a dick. Everybody else in the manosphere is different. Oh yeah, the cops are doing. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They can eat a dick. So when I seen him doing that, I'm like, yeah, typical abuse of power. Typical abuse of power. I had a police officer try to put their hands on my mother before. My bro was about to, you know what? I'm gonna keep them shits away. I don't give a fuck. I'm not caping for these niggas.
That was a preventable incident in which he endangered himself, his fellow officer, the possible suspect, and everyone around him because of his ego. And not at one point, MCR, did you take
a lot of officers are always on some power tripping bullshit. A lot of them. So when I seen his actions and I seen everything play out, I'm like, yeah, typical. Typical. They don't get into being an officer for their money. They get into it for the power.
Time to look into this and say, you know what? This man is an ex-police officer. If you know, you know, police officers are some of the most dangerous men for women to get into it with. They have very high rates of domestic violence, stalking, and harassing. So you would think that at some point the masculinity would kick in, the protective instinct would kick in and say, hey, this is some dumb YouTube beef. This is not serious enough for
JM, especially those dirty Toronto feds. That's what JM said. That's facts. You got these Tavis unit niggas just harassing niggas. They target young black youth. As soon as you make it as soon as you make it past a certain age, you're in the free, you're in the clear. And you're in the working class and you get a 9 to 5, you're in the clear. But once you're a youth, once you're in your teenage years, they harass you to hell. You could be a no-name brand ass nigga, not involved in nothing. They see that you're black out there on you. I've seen it too many times. I've heard too many complaints. I know too many people in too many cities. I don't cape for them. Independently, you have to prove to me that you are a good person. I really don't care. If something happens to you in the field, get over it. You signed up for the fucking job. So, it is what it is.
Us to perpetuate this man's actions towards a black woman when this all came from something very minor. This literally is all an ego thing. But instead, you fall into his passive-aggressive, manipulative, microaggressive ways, and you sit there and give him a cosign and inserted yourself in something that ain't had nothing to do with you. And so I talked to one of my officer friends, and this is the way it goes in Georgia, okay? You pull over a suspect, which in that instance, that male pulled that person over because they were holding their cell phone in their hand. Not that he thought there was a child kidnapped in the back. Not that he was driving 200 miles per hour, endangering the road.
Do y'all, if y'all were around from Blunt Talk with LT days, because I had a podcast, Blunt Talk with LT, before I did LTTV. Y'all can go over there. I'm going to put out an episode on that soon. 11,000 subscribers on that channel. But I did a lot of reactions to a lot of cops injustice in America. A lot of cop brutality videos, police brutality videos, cops beating up innocent black folks. I covered a lot of that shit. There is a video of a cop beating the dog shit out of a pregnant woman. A pregnant black woman over there on Blunt Talk with LT. I'm probably going to have to react to that because I have a bunch of those videos. There's a history of this, and I have a bunch more sitting on my hard drive.
Because he was driving with a goddamn cell phone in his hand. We all know the black cops got to work overtime to show the white cops that they're not going to give us no favor because they black too. So he hits them with the, do you smell weed? Okay, and this is the report from the officer. Do you smell weed? The other officer's like, he comes to the driver's side. Yeah, I smell weed. Okay, then he walks back over to the passenger side. It is then on record that they visually see that person put that car in drive. The other officer followed procedure and removed himself back from the vehicle. Okay, the male that I'm having an issue with decides to reach into the car to attempt to stop it from taking off, when he had already been reprimanded several times before that to have some chill at these traffic stops. law in Georgia, if you have a non-felony, a potential non-felony crime in progress, the police cannot chase you. They cannot try to detain you. They're not allowed to reach into your car. It's against protocol, and everyone got in danger. Okay, so after we have a man that has doxed me, attempted to pull up lies, bullshit media takeout, and lipstick alley articles, defame me, made stuff up, tried to stop my bag, tried to hurt my child, embarrass my child.
Wait, what?
Tried to humiliate me.
Wait. When did he do that? Hold on.
He pulled out every stop he potentially could. And I do what I do, which is roast you, which is why I'm not roasting no more. Okay? Because I don't believe in this whole thing. Okay, you roast me, I roast you, and then somebody is like, oh, you took it too far. There is no such thing as that. You took it too far, I'm going to take it too far too.
Now that's the point that mediocre tutorials and reviews needs to understand instead of being a little pussy. Nigga took it too far, she gonna take it too far too.
Even this whole thing, okay, you roast me, I roast you, and then somebody is like, oh, you took it too far. There is no such thing as that. You took it too far, I'm gonna take it too far too.
Just like a woman.
That's the way it's gonna go. So you sit here and do the most egregious stuff to me. You try your hardest to put myself and my son in danger. Try your hardest to get people to stop listening to me.
Oh yeah, that's why she said put her son in danger, because the address. I think he put out too much damn information that could have harmed her son as well. I need to know to what extent she was doxxed, because this sounds terrible. How did he get all this information?
Try your hardest to get people to unsubscribe, which equals people wanting to affect your income. Let's keep it real, which is why I don't play them games. So this man went through so many extremes to attempt to put me in danger and harm me. And when I sit back and be like, I ain't gonna argue with you because you don't let go of shit, ha ha ha, you ignore everything else and somehow come to me and say, oh, sis, you laughed at a black man. How could you? Now I'm gonna play for y'all a few seconds.
Now, the reason why he took that stance is because he is a part of the manosphere, the cape for all men. He's on man code. He's not on no black code. That's why he was reluctant to even drop Pearl, because Pearl is a red pill manosphere content creator that speaks up for men. So he was reluctant to drop Pearl until his audience, and he got that backlash, and he was like, yep, and then Pearl showed the evidence that the nigga was just trying to do some damage control. It looks real bad for him. It's looking real funny in the light.
Seconds of MT.
Moxie said, I mean, simp code? Well, simping for men. That's all these niggas do in the manosphere. They simp for men.
MTR's video, and then we're going to get into the hypocritical aspect and why MTR is 100% full of it. Let's go ahead and air a little bit of the clip.
She's gonna play the clip of someone attempting to kill.
Where is your empathy? Where is your decency? Where is your decorum? Where is your code? How on God's green earth can you talk about being an advocate for men, which I thought that she was?
Well, this is why I'm glad they don't pay you to think, MTR, and this is why you need to stop being so reactive. The minute people come to you with something, you just jump on it. A man is supposed to take time to sit back, think things through, think about how it could affect, harm his environment before he make a move. Okay? Ain't nobody.
Perfect.
How does she know this and you don't? How does she know that you have to be more measured than that? Pause.
Over here, no goddamn black male advocate. That's weird. I'm a black woman. Why would I be a black male advocate? Okay? That's not my MO. This is not a channel that men can come to where I tell you that you perfect and the women and the men can do no wrong and everything is the black woman's fault. This ain't.
That's facts. That is facts. That's not what this channel is about either. You ain't getting that here. You ain't getting it's all the black woman's fault. You ain't getting it's all the black men's fault. We calling it however we see it down the line, objectively. As true as we can call it is how we calling it. Y'all spam 100s. Spam 100 in the chat for me, y'all. Everybody spam 100. Because that's what we doing out here. At least we attempting to, at least. Without the bias. Because there's obviously going to be a little bit of bias. Come on, man. Y'all hear how I do not like the police officers and shit. But we try to work around the bias. You try to make arguments outside of the bias. But come on, man. Let's get back into this. Yeah, everybody spam 100. See, Moxie knows what's going on. Tim Simmons, shout out to y'all, man.
This is why you need to have your facts straight before you open your mouth. Because one thing that YouTube will do is they will put you on a pedestal just to have control over you to bring you off of it.
Oh, shit. Yo, I fucked up something. Since I'm new to Cash App, y'all, I don't know when y'all Cash App me because y'all be hitting the super chat and it pops up on the screen. I like to read the Cash Apps as well on the show. So let me get to this Cash App. I don't know how long ago this was. This seems like a minute ago. Hold on. All right, let me play this. I'm struggling.
So you will decide I'm a black male advocate and now hold me to that standard I never signed up for. Okay? Just completely ignorant.
And within that same breath, in that same body, go to the depths of hell to disrespect this man to this degree. Guys, a lot has happened out in these YouTube streets since I dropped that early things that YouTube is a mess. Before I dropped it, a division. I understand how YouTube works.
I'm trying to fast forward
from nothing into Ain, her base is based off of this idea and concept.
Okay, this was a $5 Cash App from SearchI87. Salute, bro. I'm at work, but you have a good live stream.
Of a modern woman, right? And dispelling all of the propaganda and beliefs that has propelled many of these feminist ideologies forward over the past several decades. When she shifted into a different type of content, that content hit users' eyes and forced them to make a decision dependent upon if you agreed with her or if you did not agree with
y'all
okay
to get.
So Pearl hit a
some of the
certain stage of her content creation journey. Laugh and joke about a man's near death. Link and get started today.
Okay,
to laugh and joke about a
the premise, his alleged premise here for this video was that, oh, Six the Goddess is a black male advocate and she laughed at a black man that almost lost his life. Okay? I don't laugh at people who are in legit accidents. I don't laugh at people that have...
See, she doesn't even have to explain this. You had a personal issue with him. He was coming at you. He wouldn't let the shit go. He doxed you. He wouldn't let the shit go. He jumped in the car. He wouldn't let your shit go. And then you laughed at him. It's like, okay. He wasn't a random victim. You weren't laughing at a random nigga arbitrarily. So I don't even understand this. For Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews to get up on the stand and try to denounce her in a way and call her, oh, where's your decorum? Where's your, and get in that corny ass wrestler voice he does. It's like, come on, man. What the fuck we doing out here? What's wrong with this nut ass nigga?
Legit medical conditions. Never have, never will. This situation that happened with this male is not something that was an unfortunate accident that he could not control. It was 100% an egotistical thing trying to stop a moving car.
Yup.
Okay.
It's facts.
So now we have Pearl which you all know the drama with the just pearly things. You all know that MTR tried his very best, which we're going to pull that content up as well. When the whole thing first blew up with Pearl, we all know that MTR tried to play deaf, dumb, and blind and play dead, tried to make all the excuse in the world for Pearly on why she not really racist and why she not really a bad person. That was MTR's MO from the beginning of the whole Pearly scandal. Okay, and again, we're going to go into that. We're going to show his initial reaction to it and how he changed that once his audience made him. That's how he get down. Okay, whatever y'all want to hear, that's what he do. So his whole issue with me is, oh, I laughed at a black man losing his life. Then we have Pearl, who turns around and laughs at the fact that you had cancer, allegedly. Now, when we look at MTR try to go in on me and insert himself in something that had nothing to do with him and that he knew nothing about, y'all, he doing the most, baby. He got lights, dramatic music in the background. He about to go in on me as though he's my father, reprimanding me for coming home late on a school night, which the audacity for me. But you're going to see the difference in energy. So me, who laughed at a man that doxed me, humiliated me, and put myself and my son in danger, me laughing at him was the problem. And I'm evil, and you should just unsubscribe, and 6 is goofy for that, and 6 is messed up for that. You had no problem with your dramatic music and your dumbass lights going in on me. Oh my God, 6 of Goddis, you're evil. Where's your decorum? But then a white woman, Pearl, sits there and literally mocks the fact that you had cancer, which could happen to any one of us at any time. And your response was not the same, but by now we already know what MTR is really doing. I'm gonna put a few more seconds of this.
Man's near-death experience. Because
they never have the same smoke. And we know. These niggas tell on themselves all day, every day. That's why I said earlier, he got bitched by Pearl. He got bitched, and then he went hard on 6. Like, make it make sense. Pause.
You have a disagreement with him is exactly the type of evilness and malcontempt.
So me laughing at him because I have a disagreement with him was never a thing. It was never a disagreement. The only disagreement was that when I said I don't want to talk to you and he refused to take that as the answer. Okay, this is once again why you don't speak on things that have nothing to do with you, because you don't know what's going on. This is not about, oh, I laughed at him because we had a disagreement. No, this is called he got laughed at after making 14 plus hours of content, literally trying to stop everything I do. That's what it's about, okay? So it's weird to me that you're diminishing this to, oh, you're laughing because he disagreed with you. I'm sure that that's what your followers told you, who also don't know what happened in this situation.
That I talk about on this channel on a daily basis, this level of hate for men across our society and pure disconnectedness to what it is that men are doing for our society represents the exact type of women that I talk about on this channel. Where is your empathy? Where is your decency? Where is your decorum?
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Where is your code? How on God's green earth can you talk about being an advocate for men, which I thought that she was? And
she never spoke about being an advocate for men. This is what this...
Within that same breath, in that same body, go to the depths of hell to disrespect this man to this...
Wow, to the depths of hell. Y'all, somebody please. Can somebody please cue some dramatic music behind this whole entire monologue he's giving? So when it's me defending myself against a stalker cop, it's all of a sudden, oh my God, 6 of Goddis, you went to the, y'all.
Your empathy. Where is your deeper doing for this level of hate for men?
Also don't know what happened in this situation.
That I talk about on this channel on a daily basis, this level of hate for men across our society and pure disconnectedness to what it is that men are doing for our society represents the exact type of women that I talk about on this channel. Where is your empathy? Where is your decency? Where is your decorum? Where is your code? How on God's green earth can you talk about being an advocate for men, which I thought that
Yo,
she
why?
was.
I had to play the music. Why this nigga so serious? This nigga's caping and simping for Baldy over here. I shouldn't make fun of being bald, man. That could be me in a few years. But you know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
And within that same breath, in that same body, go to the depths of hell to disrespect this man to this.
Wow, to the depth.
But let's just say that.
Not logical. From a man who's a masculine. What's your real problem? What's your mom? He could have a wife. He could have a family. I have a family. Okay, this is so weird to me. It's the hatred for women for me. MTR, what's your real problem? What's your mama at? Okay, do I remind you of your mama? What's your mama look like? I want to know. Because what's your real problem here? This is just not logical. From a man who's a masculinity influencer. Okay, what do you mean? He has a wife, he has family. So I'm sorry, does his life mean more than my life? I have a child.
Of course it means more than your life, Six. Don't you get it? He's a man. Men are doing so much for society. So much. He means more than you, ma'am. We don't care about the facts. We don't care about the details. This is the manosphere. We cape for men.
Nobody ever has to say, you know what? The image you're putting out, the information you're putting out could lead to danger for her and her child. Because it wasn't too long after he did that attempt to humiliate me on that stream that all of a sudden even me and my good sister Danica were then getting dicks in our chat. Okay? So this tells me that you understand the right from wrong. You just don't care. Because when it was me, not one of y'all said, sir, you going too far. She's a mother. Y'all talk about y'all pro-black man. What about my black son? Y'all don't give a fuck about that. Make it make sense. But let's watch a few more seconds.
Let's say he has a son or a daughter to take care of, and this is his way of providing.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Choose a different job. Choose a different job. You heard Six. He's been written up many times. No, this is how he provides for his child.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
For his child or his children. And each and every morning before he goes into work, he kisses him on the forehead and tell him, Daddy's going to be home later tonight. I'll see you then. And then
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
on his shift, this shit happens to him. And he almost dies protecting his community that he's paid for to do.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
3 years later, because you disagree with him, you bring it on a platform and laugh.
Stop the cap.
You see how serious this nigga is? Nigga's about to have a stroke and a heart attack at the same goddamn time. Caping for this nigga right here, who's sulking, looking like he's about to start weeping on the stream because she's laughed at his incident that's public, that he signed up for, in which he jumped in the window. Like, come on, man, what are we doing here? No accountability. Isn't the manosphere supposed to be about accountability? Oh yeah, I forgot, he left the manosphere, but he's still caping for men. Make it make sense.
With you and your insane audience.
You said it's selective. The accountability is selective. It's selective. It's selected and specific to the women. When you see these clowns, it's always, oh, these women don't take accountability. What the fuck do they ever take accountability for? None of their own damn decisions. They're always crying to niggas. Always crying, oh, men need to stick together against women. Pathetic, yo.
Wow. As if this is a normal thing to do. This is pure madness. This is pure evil at its core. This is the same type of low barometer, abyss level thinking that laughed at Kevin Samuel when he died.
Did she laugh specifically, or are you just grouping her in with a bunch of women on Twitter?
Core. This is the same type of low barometer, abyss level thinking that laughed at Kevin Samuel when he died. It comes from the same.
I find that to be ironic Okay, because if you know, you know.
Wild ones, yeah, they're a bunch of victims.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
They could not be from my city. They would not last out here. They'll get ostracized and clowned and shitted on. You can't be a victim out here. That's why I ask all the time, like, where the fuck are these niggas from and who raised these niggas, man? These corny ass niggas. I'm like, where did these niggas come from? I don't understand it. They're so emotional. You call them a name. Oh my God, ad hominem. You're attacking the character. You can't attack the point. It's like, nigga.
Crying to me, and I'm not having
They're just teaching weakness over there in the manosphere. That's all they're teaching. Bunch of fatherless wimps. Mediocre tutorials and reviews not fatherless. But she makes a remark about his mother, which I don't. He's never made any reference to his mother. I don't know what happened to his mother. I don't want to get into his family situation, but the manosphere, man. A lot of these guys seem like they're devoid of a daddy, and they just need these men They need these men to tell them how to live and how to be men. It's very bizarre to me. And even if you didn't have a pops, man, grow up like Gohan. Get it out the mud, nigga. Let's get back into this.
Samuels did some very terrible things to me, and when he died, you know what I did? I stayed on code and kept the player. So it's very interesting that you mentioned Kevin Samuels, because to be honest, if I wanted to have drugged Kevin Samuels when he passed away, I really would have been within my right to do it, but I didn't. Okay. So I just wanted to show y'all that a little bit so you can get somewhat of a idea into how MTR went in on me. Like I said, it's 100% giving father, your daughter, don't came home late and you upset. That's 100% what it's giving. Okay. And so I just wanted y'all to see that so that when I show you this next video, you kind of see the contrast. Okay. You knew nothing about that man, nothing about why this came across. But the truth is, MTR, you've been wanting a problem with me. And why don't we just go ahead and put that out there? Okay. You've been wanting to have a problem. You have gone out of your way several times to come at me or reach out to me, whether it be positive or negative. But instead of you being a man like you claim to be and saying, hey, Six, I think you dope. I want to work with you. You're so worried about your audience okaying it that instead you lash out to me, and you cannot wait for anything to happen for it to be an end for you to come at me. So when they came to you, you gave Six the Goddess a cosign. And why did you do that? You couldn't wait. You were like, ooh, finally, I get to speak on her again. Okay, so now the whole thing happens with Pearl. First, I'm going to show you all how MTR, when the whole thing with Pearl first came out, he tried to play dead. All right. This is my issue with him. This is why I just, I don't take him seriously, and I just don't have any respect for him at this point. Because my thing is, if this is how you really felt, you should have stuck with that and stood on that as a man. You should not have wavered from it. So when everything first went down with Pearl, for those of you who don't know, Pearl is a Caucasoid content creator who, it came out that she's obsessed with slavery. She said slavery wasn't that serious. She had, racist people on her channel, this, that, and the third. She pretty much just disparaged our entire race and all the sacrifices and pain of our ancestors. Then proceeded to turn around and laugh at MTR having cancer. When everything first went down, this was how MTR attempted to respond to it at first, which is by, like I said, playing dumb. He has spent all that money going over there to collab with Pearl. He ain't got no problem going to Pearl saying he want to collab with her. But when it comes to just saying he want to collab with me, he don't do that. Instead, he rather lie on me, disparage me, and take videos down in which he talked about me. But when that white woman wants you to pull up, you couldn't wait.
$10 super chat. Are you going to respond to Pearl being racist? What?
Yeah, see, I reacted to this. And I reacted to everything that Pearl put out. I reacted to the whole thing, so I have a full perspective of what went on here. This nigga was simping for his chat, the way he simps for men in the manosphere, doing whatever they thought was acceptable. He didn't stand on any of his own principles. He knew about all this shit. He knew about the The interview from a month ago with Nick Fuentes, he didn't have a problem then. The Pearl messages is that's why I say Pearl did him slimy. With that, the messages that she put out, it clearly indicates that this guy was doing this as, let me protect my brand, let me keep it squeaky clean. He didn't really actually stand on any of these things. He just didn't want to lose his audience. Complete pandering to his audience. Sometimes when people have such a large audience, they're scared of what their audience can do to them and like have a mass walkout. So they're beholden to their audience. Yeah, somebody hit let's get these likes up, y'all. We have 5 left to get to 100 at least. Let's get these likes up, y'all. Shout out to Moxie in the chat holding it down. And Yo Fam in the chat holding it down, telling people to get these likes up. Tim Simmons is here all day, every day, holding it down. Shout out to you. Let's get it.
Lying.
Many people been warning RP. Hold on.
By the time MTR did this live stream, Jason Black did the expose on Pearl the night before. O'Shea had already did videos about it that day. Trust and believe, MTR knew exactly what they were talking about. He thought that he could just play dumb and his audience was going to let him slide. But they was like, no, what are your thoughts about it? What is going on? Now you about to see him give the Oscar performance playing dumb as though he don't know what people talking about.
Many people been warning RP creators about her. Now her true colors is showing. You going to respond? Y'all had no problem dissing Sneeko. What are you talking about?
Crickets.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, my brother. Feel free to send me an email. Not sure what you're talking about, my brother. Shout out to T with the $50 super chat.
Okay, so he completely tries to play dumb, and it's like, anyway, back to the super chats, because y'all don't never have a problem with men sending other men super chats and donations. That's fine to you. You can have the men over here getting all these donations, and you clap for that. But then when it comes to women getting donations, suddenly they should not give us donations unless they have the ability to sleep with us, which means y'all tell on yourselves subconsciously. It must mean y'all giving up pussy for super chats. It's weird to me. Wouldn't men also not be getting anything back from you if they donate to your channel if you claim to be heterosexual? So what is this weird thing that they should not donate to the women's channels unless they're going to get intercourse from it? Are y'all telling on yourselves? Because I would think that they would not be getting intercourse from y'all either, but maybe they are. So now we're going to fast forward to...
Nah, y'all ain't getting shit but content from you ain't getting shit but content from me. Y'all hit that super chat. Y'all hit that Cash App.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Y'all thought you were watching for free?
Was 0 down, no credit. Yeah.
Nope. Hit that Cash App, y'all.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now, I've always wanted to say that. I just got Cash App, so let's get back into this.
Where MTR claims that he does not know what happened, but then his first instinct is to try to justify why Pearl has made these racist remarks.
The people that are from America.
Let me also tell you guys a short story as well. Pearl has shared this with me.
We don't care.
I don't know if she
we don't care.
Oh my God.
There was someone within her network. This is a Black American woman that stole from her and tried to extort her after stealing from her. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So maybe
if you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
In her mind, she's referencing that person. But no, because she doesn't say race within this. Hold on, let's keep listening.
So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain, like, mindset in order?
Well.
Yeah, she didn't say race, guys. She said America. I'm going to have a good time up here. I wanted to enjoy myself with the empty army, with the family. And this is what you stop my motherfucking stream for.
Oh, she means black people. She didn't say black. Oh, okay. We in our feelings today, huh? Did she say black? Am I tripping? Did she say that? Oh, but we in our feelings today. Oh, bitch. Hold up. What is this shit? Pitchforks. Pitchforks for the Karen. Big pitchforks for the... Oh, we needed a reason. We needed a reason. All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
Yo, this nigga is so corny, man. How am I a hater for calling this nigga corny as fuck? How am I a hater? Am I seeing the same thing y'all seeing? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, come on, man.
Talk shit. We needed it. This is what y'all got me on. Is this what y'all got me on? I thought that y'all banged with me. Do we... Who was on crack? Got a whole bunch of
The most random drop of all time.
imposters down
Yo.
into the goddamn chat.
Shit.
Should I put on the goddamn subscriber only in the chat? Shit. Cause God for damn, she didn't say that. But you know who she means.
Anyway, so, you know, as y'all see, that is how he attempted to handle the situation when things happened with Pearl off rip. He tried to hit us with the technicalities of what black girl stole from her before. Oh, y'all are emotional. That's how he felt. He knew 100% what was going down. He knew about Nick Fuentes before he went there. He knew. He did not care. He was trying to find a way to advance himself. And then once his empty army was like, nah, bro. Okay, nah, baby, we ain't finna have that. You ain't about to sit here and act like, oh my God, you know.
That's facts. And Pearl exposed him with the text messages he knew a month ago. It's all cap, man. Nigga was out there just capping.
You're emotional. Oh, she didn't really say black. No. So then all of a sudden, once MTR's people was really pressing him again, I don't know why he ain't just say, hey, I might need to look into this a little bit more. But that was not his MO, which is what I mean by he just a reactive person. Okay? Is he didn't stop to say, let me look into that, then I'll speak on it. No, his first reaction was, y'all are emotional. She didn't say black. A black girl stole from her. He went straight into protective mode for Pasty. Oh, this is a witch hunt with pitchforks. And then proceeds after that to send a reaching witch hunt pitchfork debacle to me. Because you'll easily do that to your own sister. But Pasty, no, you got to protect Pasty when Pasty is the one that directly laughed at your cancer. So now let's go ahead and look at the difference.
Now, I don't use words that are derogatory to skin color, like pasty. She uses words like pasty. Other people call Tommy crispy. I like to stay away from things like that. But I'm not gonna go in on her to defend Pearl. Fuck that. I'm just saying personally, I stay away from that.
And how he talks about Pasty and her laughing at his cancer.
That have reached out to me behind the scenes with ideas of how I can roast these people. Let me also say this, is that I've talked about this on my platform before, that this is not a beefing platform, but to say that I was a bit surprised.
So now all of a sudden it's not a beefing platform, okay? When the army came to you with this reach of, see, we knew it, Six the Goddess hates black men, she's evil. When they came with that,
This is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna let her cook for a second, but you can't say this is not a beefing platform, but you're constantly calling people out. You can't, because you're just throwing rocks and hiding your hands at that point. None of this, when you say it's not a beefing platform, none of this shit is actual serious beef. It's just a bunch of niggas talking through screens. So if you're gonna state your opinion and not rebut, because when someone else states an opinion back, it's cowardice. You're saying you're getting your opinions off from a larger platform and moving on. So you're disparaging people's names and then hiding it by muddying it up with a bunch of random content that you're gonna just move on with your regular scheduled content. Your shit that has nothing to do with her or anybody else, but you're going to take your shots and then hide your hands and just keep it pushing. No real interaction. It's cowardly. You're never really held you're never really held accountable for your actions and your comments. You never have to deal with it. You just say your shit and move on.
Had no problem going off on me like I was your daughter that came home late after her curfew. Now all of a sudden you don't call me evil, called my audience insane, which is wild to me. What the fuck about my audience will make them insane? Based upon what? Okay, now all of a sudden when it comes to pasty, I don't do beefs. Oh, I don't do roasting. This is not a roasting channel. Oh, I bet. Okay.
Surprised that my condition was brought up on a platform that's supposed to support men or give advice for men in a joking or a trolling manner is the literal definition of hypocrisy, the literal definition of irony. But such is life. Now to catch some people.
No, the hypocrisy and the irony is that you threw your own sister under the bus that had never bothered you, had never disrespected you, based upon the passive aggressive and microaggressions from another grown man who can handle his own self and who was sitting here terrorizing the community for his very short-lived career before they got rid of him. Okay? The irony is in you throwing the book at me and going in on me because I laughed at a black man almost dying that you don't even know him. You had nothing to do with the situation. And you called me every kind of evil and this, that, in the book. That's the irony. But then when a white woman disparages your entire race, disrespects the sacrifices of all your ancestors, and laughs at the fact that you the one that almost died, and you're the one that has one testicle directly, now you don't beef. And now you want to take the high road. And that, NTR, is the true meaning of hypocrisy. Do you even know who you are?
He's a fucking coward.
We're putting you on probation. We're putting you on probation.
Do you even know do you have any of your own thoughts? MTR, I know you're exhausted from traveling back and forth to appease everyone that says something to you. I know you're tired. Maybe once you do get tired, you go ahead and stand on your square and start becoming a I said what I said type of person. You don't like it, don't watch the content.
Love in the fall.
Honestly, that's the realest shit you could say right now. Because that's exactly how you should be. That's exactly how well, I shouldn't say that's how you should be. Let the frauds be frauds, let the cowards be cowards. But the folks that I support, they said what the fuck they said.
We're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
When I say something on this platform, I said what the fuck I said. I'm not gonna change my mind because the audience is
crying to me and I'm not having that.
Nope. This is not even an echo chamber. Y'all think differently all the time. I put the links out there. It is what it is, man. Have your own principles and standards that you stand on. A lot of these folks don't stand on shit. They don't even know what principles are.
Of 2021, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Actually, I have a video up on
crying to me and I'm not having that.
Now this is one of those things where testicular cancer is very serious. Anyone could get it, but you put that information out there for the world to digest it. So you have to be comfortable with these type of things. They're very serious and sensitive topics, but you can't be sensitive about it if you're espousing it for the audience to digest. Because people are going to say insensitive shit. There's no shielding, this is the internet. This is the internet. People have to understand. People are going to be cruel on the internet. You don't expect it from other content creators, but the fans are going to do it. They're going to say whatever the fuck they want to say. The comments are going to say what the fuck they want to say. You got close to Pearl. Pearl used it against you. Pearl used your content. Pearl pretty much just did what she wanted with you. You moved from a position of weakness with Pearl. You didn't create or maintain a position of power like you try to do with the other women, the other black women, I should say. But with Pearl, completely submitted. You went there, you traveled there, you didn't have her pay for any of your expenses, you paid your own way. You helped facilitate the content. She took the bulk. She owns the content. You're actively on her channel. You don't have any of that content. You wasted your time and your money to pour into Pearl, and then you did this weak little pathetic, oh, Pearl laughed at my cancer. Well, I literally thought he'd be more pissed off at the bad business and the way she's putting out his shit and trying to copyright strike him, but he was concerned about the laughing at his medical ailment, which he defeated. He defeated it. He no longer has it. He defeated it. Yeah, he's down a nut pause. Super pause. Where's the pause drop? Ah, fuck it. Let's get back into this, man.
On the channel where a few hours removed of my diagnosis, I made a video speaking about what has happened and what will happen going into the future. After which I took about 30 days off to mentally collect myself as I was physically healing through this bout. It was without a doubt one of the most traumatic experiences that I've gone through within my life, and with anybody who's going through a cancer diagnosis, or anybody that has a family member or a loved one that has gone through cancer, you guys.
Yes, that's the dude. One knock. Yes. You should just tell me. Say, is that the dude? One knock. Yes, that's the dude. One knock. Yes.
Guys, as men in our society, we go through a lot of pain. We go through a lot of struggle. We go through a lot of shit. But women like Pearl will utilize
crying to me and I'm not having that.
Men in our society, I hate these type of speeches, man. I can't, man.
Our pain, hurt, and struggle in our modern day society today without having true empathy for it and profit off of it. Guys, never in a million years did I think that my balls would be the topic of conversation out of another man's mouth.
Okay, we don't care about your balls anymore. So yeah, this is why, you know, I just said before, I'm not going back and forth with y'all no more. You know, nobody laughed at no black man getting ready to lose his life. All is fair and love is war. I have never hid who I am. It's so weird to me, this whole, you go on my Instagram, I got 5,500 posts. I'm not that person that deleted all my posts, start a new life. You log on to my Instagram, the first thing it say is 6-footer. Okay, I am who I am. I show my entire social media is a
What? Is she really 6 feet tall? A lot of girls just kind of boost their height when they're tall. They'll be like 5'9" or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a footer." It's like, no, you're not. You're just tall for a woman. Is she really 6 feet tall?
timeline of my growth. My whole social media is a timeline of my evolution as a woman. People who are from where I'm from, back in Orlando, Florida, always hit me up. 6, we proud of you. We see your growth. We love the work you're doing. Don't stop. Okay? This is why I just am to the point. I cannot go back and forth with internet dudes because men in real life, they just simply move in different. And I understand that. Okay? What this comes down to is this is a real witch hunt. The fact that out of all people, the fact that somehow I got used as a kind of as a like a buffer to make it seem as though, oh well, y'all, Pearl did this, but look at what Six the Goddess did. Y'all dudes better not ever end up on First 48. Okay, if y'all end up on First 48, boy, they ain't gonna have to give y'all no cigarette, no cheeseburger. I could tell y'all are immediately telling because the minute that something comes up. The minute something comes up and y'all looking to deflect, well, Six the Goddess said this too. Okay, the fact that you're willing to throw your own sisters under the bus that never bothered you. I'm in my own lane. I'm doing good work. Okay, not all these videos made about me. Not one person said Six gives bad advice or dangerous advice or Six's content is detrimental. That is never the concern. The concern is always personal issues with me, but I know why y'all really have these issues. The irony is in y'all sitting there throwing your own sister under the bus in order to take the heat off of a white woman who fully deserved the heat that she was getting after disparaging our whole race. And out of everyone, out of all black women on this planet, y'all chose to take me, throw me into the front like, well, look what Six did. Pearl might have did that, but Six did this. It's lame. It's stupid. Y'all really showed your true colors. It's why I'm not dealing with y'all. Do not include me in no, I'm a black male advocate. Do not include me in, oh, I'm in the manosphere. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm in my own lane like I've been in my own lane the whole time. My premise, I've always been a balanced channel. I take the expertise from my life experience. I use what I've seen, things I've been through, things I observed to do better. There might be someone else born to a 2-parent household in the suburbs with a white picket fence, has been married for 20 years. They help people in their way. I'll help people in mine. There's room for everyone to eat. Okay, I'm not responding to y'all no more. I'm not responding to your threats. The whole thing is stupid. But at the end of the day, all is fair in love and war. If you sit and try to put someone in danger, you cannot turn around and say, oh, well, wait, you took it too far with that. There is no taking it too far. If you don't want problems with people, leave them alone. You don't want problems with people when they say, hey, I don't want to talk to you. Don't make them talk to you. That's the way it needs to go.
It's facts. Don't come crying to me when you start problems and you can't handle it. And then you want the crowd to be like, oh my God, this person is such an evil person. Victim ass niggas. She was saying they would rat if they ever got into issues. Well, they're civilians. They're telling, and that's not an issue for them. They're telling with their chest out. That wouldn't be a surprise. Mediocre tutorials and reviews on First 48. You know what he's saying. You know exactly what he's saying.
Yep, I'm telling.
Y'all want to call in, disagree with anything that's been said, give your point on the matter before I wrap this show up. I put the Discord link in the description earlier, but we're not going to go for too long on this. We're gonna wrap this one up. I was supposed to chop down some of Six's breakdown, but didn't really have time for all of that, so we had to listen to the whole thing. Sometimes it's good to listen to things in long form so you get the full message that she's trying to convey to the audience. Shout out to everybody in the chat. He makes some differences or some changes real quick here, y'all. Yo, this shit is very disrespectful right here. I put, did y'all hit the like button yet? I had 137 votes. What is the total on this? What do we got here? 66% yes, 13% chest out no, 20% chest out ghost watching. So they're able to click no or and ghost watching, but they refuse to click the like button. The type of folks that be watching on YouTube. That's why when you see the likes and you see the gap between the watching, these folks are just out here hating. Hate watching. What is the point? What is the point of adding that much watch time and the views to somebody that you don't fucking like? That's what I don't understand. I ain't watching for somebody for that long. I'll download the video and watch it offline before I do that on some real hater shit. Before I do that. Y'all niggas is tripping. Ghost watching for hours. How do you sit there and ghost watch for hours? Tommy asked for his wrench.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Tommy, how you asking for a wrench on my channel when you see me getting packed out by Jessica X and a bunch of miscellaneous randoms on your channel? I got cooked in that chat. I was provided no protection in a wrench. I got cooked. And you sat there and watched that, nigga. I was sitting in the chat. I'm like, why do they even talk? I was looking around like, yikes.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
It was the same stream I called in. I had to prepare for 2 hours. I had to smoke a blunt and recover before I called in. This way you don't talk shit to women because they just go too far. I was getting cooked. And the whole crowd was going in on me. And then when I called up, they were going in on me. I'm like, what's wrong with these niggas, yo? Nah, I'm just playing. I don't really take it serious. But hold on, Tommy. Let me give you your wrench real quick. Yeah, Tommy, I never emailed you because I lost the email. I sent you the email in the back chat. I lost the email. Never emailed. My bad, y'all. We could have had a show going. Real Dusty. You're not in the... Tommy's not in the chat here. Are you even in the Discord, sir? There we go. Let me screenshot that shit so my dumbass don't forget this shit again. Tommy, you know only old niggas email, right? You know everybody's in my DMs, everybody's in the Discord. That's why we working out here. Email is kind of antiquated. I don't feel like drafting an email. I'm going to have my secretary do that. You know what I mean?
Just like a woman.
I shouldn't be talking this late. I'm just talking shit at this point. I'm literally just talking shit. Oh, the shot glass is dirty. God damn it. Can I get a shot glass, please? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, hold on, y'all. Oh, fuck. Let me give you some background music, y'all. We currently have no callers in the Discord. I don't have much to say about this one anymore, so I'm finna wrap this one up to keep it a stack. If somebody wants to call in and say anything before we wrap up this show, we have a lot more coming tomorrow. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Join the members for extra content. Yeah, we wrapping this one up, man. Shout out to Tommy in the chat. We definitely got some work going on the way. We out. Yeah. All right, now I'm off the clock, so this doesn't count. None of this shit matters, nigga. We drinking now. We turning up. Fuck it. It's the weekend, nigga. Get some shots in. Finna smoke a blunt after this. I was supposed to go to the club tonight. Decided to work instead. these long ass Toronto winters and shit, man. Sometimes you just want to, you know what I mean? You want to get out there and do some shit. Oh shit, we have somebody in the chat. Joe D, what up? I thought I ended the show. Hold on, let me turn off my mute. Yo, yo, yo. Man, I thought I was off in this. Joe D, what up, yo? Yo, yo.
Yeah, what's good?
What's good, fam? First time me speaking to you. You've been supporting for a long time. Shout out to you. Respect for the support, bro.
Yeah, respect, man. Yeah, it's good to see another brother doing their thing, man. That's why.
Wait, someone said I'm on mute? Who's on mute? Oh, shit, I had a camera die. I needed this one. Hold on. Moxie said you're on mute. Moxie, who's on mute? Is that me or Jody on mute? I heard Jody. Y'all can't hear? Although the caller was before. Okay. Are you still on mute? All right, well, salute to you. I was planning on wrapping this up and turning up. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not on mute.
Oh, you hear. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So you got anything to say on the topic before we wrap this up? Because this show is supposed to be done. This is like, you know what I mean? This is like after.
Nah, yo, I came in late.
Oh, okay. You came into the live stream late type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got anything to say on the Six the Goddess versus Mediocre tutorials and review situation?
Yeah, I don't have much detail on the situation, but
Oh, because you came in late. You didn't watch the whole show, pretty much, is what you're saying.
yeah, I know she said that he's corny, something like that. Which I think is kind of easy to say about somebody like that. I think,
Yo, I fuck with you, but nigga, go watch the goddamn show. Watch the show, watch the last recap, get informed of what's going on, nigga. Like, come on, man.
Hey, I'm here to support, you know what I mean?
Respect for the support, but the chat's gonna go in on you for this, man. The chat's gonna go in on you for this.
It's all good, man.
All right, respect though. We're gonna end the show though.
Yeah, man.
All right, respect, bro.
Respect, man.